Hello, my name is Melanie Wesley, and welcome to the Salon Social Podcast. On today's episode, we are joined by Rashane Johnson, a visionary hairstylist with over 10 years of experience and the owner of Our Beauty Bar. She shares her journey and her passion for healthy hair care, modern extensions, and color. Rashane opened up her salon with the goal of making women feel confident to embrace their natural beauty. She also emphasizes the importance of professionalism and continuing education. Rashane shares her expertise with hair extensions, and she has a course and ebook to help other stylists reach their full potential while empowering each other. We also discuss the challenges of being a business owner, the need for marketing, and creating a work-life balance in business. I hope you can find key takeaways from my conversation with Rashane, and I am forever grateful to you for lending me your ear. Until next time, be good, be true, be you. That shows to your skill, like, and your energy and your vibe. Like people see your work, they fall in love with your work, but then they also fall in love with you because you're just awesome. Like I would tell people a lot, like I know I ain't the best hairstylist in Atlanta, but I think people like me, like genuinely like me, and they like my vibe and they like my space, and so that is what attracts people to you, because you know
that's right.
from near and far.
Yes.
I remember a lady flew in from Texas to get extensions, and I'm like, now I know there's a stylist in Texas that can do this. And why, girl, she came into the salon, all her suitcases, she was making a weekend out of it. I'm like, did you just fly in? She's like, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my God.
Like, there's not one person in Texas that can do this? Like, I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, a lot of times clients are watching you on social media for like months, even years at a time. And then they really see consistency, like you mentioned, and they love your vibe, and you know, your clients always leaving your chair seeming happy. Like, and you got the means to do it, by all means, fly to Rashane. She got you. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. That's big up to you, honey. Big ups to you.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah. So social media, I know plays a big part in marketing. But I know it can get a bit overwhelming. I know, because I have a love-hate relationship sometimes with social media.
Me too. Yes.
Sometimes I'm like, yes, I'm gonna post every day, post every day, post every day. And then I'm like, I'm not posting nothing. I don't care what the algorithm says. I ain't posting.
Exactly. The same way.
But it is such a crucial step, a crucial part of people like us growing and scaling our business. Because if people don't know about you, then how will they find you?
That's right.
Yes. So what do you do? Like, I know on the times where you feel like, you know what, I don't want to post. Do you just kind of force yourself to post? Do you schedule your posts? Like, how do you do it?
I don't schedule, which is something I feel like I need to do. I'll grow towards that. Like right now, I'm in like two different programs, and I'm learning that social media, you have to post. Like you said, for your business, for you to grow. Now it's like a thing. So I have to take a different approach of how I look at it. So I have to be like more authentic. Don't try to sound like the next person just because people really like your authentic self. Like they like you. You know, so be honest in everything that you're posting and not trying to be like what the next person sounds. So I would try to like say, okay, maybe I should make it sound like this. Or when I post it, it's like this. It's like, girl, post that content. And I'm such a perfectionist. I'm learning now to step outside of that. But it's a challenge. Believe me, I got notebooks stacked up with all this stuff I've written down. But it's like, be you. Come up. Yeah. So what I'm learning is take it for me, everybody's different. So some people do like 30 days. Like even in the program I'm in, they're doing like a 30-day marketing plan. I do like 7 days. Because with me and my lifestyle, like with 2 little ones and my oldest one, I'm like, I don't.
You're busy.
But I can dedicate an hour a day. But I need to have a plan in order. I don't want to just post and throw something up. I need to have a marketing plan, a strategy
Yeah.
behind what I'm posting, and be intentional about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Intentionality. That's such a good word.
Mhm.
Absolutely. And like it's good that you're seeking the help that you need to kind of prepare yourself to do the to do social media, because you're
Yeah.
right. Like you can just kind of throw anything out there, but you do want to have some kind of plan for
Yes.
your posts. Like, okay, this week we're going to talk about, the type of extensions that we do. Next week we're going to talk about how healthy your hair needs to be to get color. Or then the
Yes.
third, we're going to talk about the application of color, and finding out what color looks good on your skin tone and your undertones and all. So like you're right, like you really have to plan it and be strategic about it, and like looking at marketing as more of an investment in your business rather
Yes.
than just, oh, I don't want to spend this money, this is too
Yeah.
expensive, because you need it. Like
You need it. Yes.
in today's world, you can't really get around it. It sucks to
Mhm.
think about it sometimes in that way, especially for people I think I'm a little bit older than you, but I think people in my generation, it's like, man, we didn't really grow up with Facebook and all of those things. Like we had, I think
Hey.
maybe when I was in my 20s, we had MySpace, and Facebook was just kind of getting started, but it wasn't a necessity. Now it's more of like a necessity, especially when you're in business for yourself. Like
Yes.
people, you have to, invest in marketing. There's
Yes.
no way
Yes.
around it. So
Yes.
is that, would you say like that is like if I'm somebody starting off really brand new in the business,
Hmm.
what's the best advice you can give me to kind of grow my business, like market my business? What is the best advice you can give me when it comes to marketing my business?
Well, I mean, I would say for me now, because I started into a marketing program. Like that was my first. I had this is something I've never done like beforehand, but market research, like narrow down what you want to do if you can. The main thing I would say was at least go into a salon, kind of
Yeah.
learn and get understanding, be around other women that may do other things, or just kind of understand, stay there for a
Yeah.
while. And then during that time is kind of do a little market research, narrow down your niche, and then start marketing and start researching it. Okay,
Yeah.
what do they like about this? Whether it's whatever you want to do, just, what do they like about it? What are the questions that are being asked about it? And
Yeah.
that's kind of what I'm learning in this program that I'm in, is really narrowing down like your target audience, your branding. And it's actually kind of fun. Like once you do narrow it down, it doesn't have you like all over the place. You kind of start bringing it
Right.
all in because you can't talk to everybody,
Yeah.
So I would
that
definitely
that
say,
that saying the saying, jack of all trades but
yeah,
master of none, like
or
you
none.
yeah, I suffer from that
Yeah,
because
me too. Mel, me too. Mel, I promise you.
I think it's the creative in us, right?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
it's
Yes,
like,
yeah,
oh, I always had this thing, like I said, I can learn to do anything as long as I'm taught how to do it.
yeah.
But sometimes you ain't gotta know how to do everything. Like,
Everything. Yeah. Sometimes it can just be a little hobby. But I'm the same way. I'm in like a crafting program. My husband every day is like, girl, if you don't narrow this down, because I'd be just spinning. But I'm like, okay, stay focused, stay. But I think it isn't as, because I know one of my other hairstylist friends, she said that she's the same way. But I'm like,
I think,
nobody really understands. Like, it's like you want to do it all.
yeah, it's almost like having a career ADHD or something,
Yeah, and I don't want to
or
speak it over, but I'm like, I really feel like that.
right. It's like I had to really have a serious conversation with myself and say, girl, pick something and stick with it. But it's like I just feel like I want to do all of the things. Like, oh, I want to I like I'm I had my hand in interior decor for a little bit, and I still do
Yeah.
have some clients who I see and help. But and then the podcast and the styling, and I'm just like, okay, all of it is great because I'm using my natural skills and it doesn't feel like work because it's just so, I feel like I can do it all, but not
Yes,
really. You because you
you
only have
can't.
24 hours in a day. We
You
have
only have 20.
families, we have children,
Mhm. That's
and
right.
so like what you said as far as like kind of narrowing it down, finding out what your niche is, figuring out what you're good at, and like really just honing in on that and like putting your focus on that one thing until you just thrive with that one thing. And then you can kind of, later on, if you want to go back to the other stuff, then great. Or just not do it as a job, just maybe like you said, like a hobby. So like honing in on that and honing in on that one skill and perfecting it, and really kind of trying to grow whatever it is that you decide to do. So girl, I am I am with you on that. I'm just like,
you understand.
I know my husband says the same thing too. He's probably thinking, shaking his head like, what is I'm always like, oh, I got an idea. He's like,
yeah, me too.
I
even try to say, okay, in the morning time, I'm going to focus on this. In the evening, I'll focus on this. I'm like, you're going to give yourself a headache. You're going to wear yourself crazy. Stay to one. Get that one going and stay on one.
So that's really good advice for, people in our industry, is to really kind of just take the time to find out that one thing that you absolutely love and working that one thing until you are really good at it, and then marketing, scaling, all of that stuff, and then you can kind of let it ride, just kind of like building a house, all the steps, you want to put that foundation, and then you want to add all the bells and whistles later, and then once you get the roofing done and everything is stable and good, now you can kind of move on to the next thing. Yeah. So for someone who's found their niche, they've gotten their marketing together, they invested in their marketing, they're now growing their business. As a business owner, like, how do you kind of like manage the ups and downs of, because I know sometimes it might be slower than other times, but like, how do you kind of like manage your time in the salon, and then you got your family? Like, it's a lot of juggling that you do. So like, do you have any advice or tips to like how to kind of like have that work-life balance? Because I know it could be overwhelming being a business owner. You're wearing all the hats, and then you go home and you're the mommy and the wife and you're wearing all the hats. Like, how do you juggle those two?
Yeah, what I'm learning too is to time it out. Like, if you can't do it. It's not going to be the same every day because, we don't know what the next day is going to look like. But because I'm that one that, okay, I'll work all day, I'll get the boys and, like try to get baths. And my husband is so helpful too. So either we're cooking, we do really well with like making sure each other is doing it, right?
Yes.
But then I'll try to take a call at 7:00, listen to that to about 9, and then go jump back in, put the baby to sleep. And next thing you know, it's like, okay, I'm tired. I don't even feel like working on it. So yeah, it's the timing. So now I'm realizing like, okay, like you really have to kind of like come up with a little schedule and try to stick to it if you can. Like in the morning, maybe wake up an hour ahead of time, do your daily devotion to kind of get your brain going, pray, getting your, whatever. But I like to like get my messages, my prayers coming in first, and then go get the kids. That way you're not so overwhelmed. Cause I was finding myself, and I have 2 little ones plus the 10-year-old. I have like 2 little, like 2 and 3. So it's like, wait a minute. But instead of me getting so overwhelmed, okay, now I'm focusing on them. Then I'm going to work. But I was trying to do everything. I'll be in the car trying to take a phone call. It's like, okay, you can't do, or when I get home.
You're taking time away from them in that moment.
Exactly. Yes. So I try to, like, when I come home from the salon, okay, now dedicate these next couple of hours to your husband and to the kids to get them tucked away. And once everybody's laying down, if you have the energy, which I try to like, sometimes I'm kind of like tired. I'll go to bed. But if I do have the energy, I will stay up and brainstorm. Like last night I was up to like maybe 1:00 just brainstorming right now, some plans and stuff. But really try to stay in that time wherever you're at, because you don't want to miss all those memories because you're just working.
I get my best ideas right before I go to bed.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I have I'm not the best sleeper, but like whenever I lay down, then my brain starts to just go and like all of the things of the day is like replaying in my head. And I sometimes get really good at ideas and I have to like write
Yes.
it down or put it in my notes in my phone or something like that. It's just
Yes.
so weird how all of those things come, but it's important to, I just wanted to highlight your point. Like, it's really important to balance those two things and like
Hmm.
take the time to pour back into you because you can't really pour into anyone else if you're not filled. So
Yes.
like taking the time, and even what you said, like maybe just in the beginning of the day, kind of setting the tone for your day and
Hmm.
starting off with a devotion or meditation or whatever your thing is, like kind of setting
Right.
the tone so now you're more prepared for all of the things that life is going to throw at you because no day is the same. So
That's
everything
right.
everything's
Yes.
different. You just gotta
Yeah.
just do the best to prepare yourself for that.
Yeah.
But I didn't
And
want
you're
to. I
filling
didn't
your
want.
cup up too. Like when you're, oh, I'm sorry, Mel.
No,
I
please
feel like
go go.
even in those little moments where you feel like, like I was saying, when you get off work, you're with the kids from like for 3 hours while you're fixing dinner to about those little moments fill your heart up too. So it's like you're
Yeah,
really pouring back into yourself. So at first I wasn't juggling. I'll be trying to, like I said, take a call, do a bath, or cook dinner, and it's like, wait, I'm needing to relax and wind down. So I'm noticing like I'm enjoying every little moment, like cooking and
yeah,
breakfast in the morning or, like having some study time with Rylan. Like I'm
yeah,
enjoying those moments because it's filling me back up. And
yeah,
then once
yeah,
I feel back up, I'm good. Like I'm good. And I'm
yeah,
also pouring into my family, my husband and my children.
yeah. That's
And cl-
so important. And then you can turn back and pour into your clients because you
yes.
have taken the time to fill your cup up. That's so true.
You.
That is so true.
You.
Mental health is like so important in our business because we wear so many hats and it
Yes.
could be overwhelming and it could be stressful,
True.
especially when you're not just the stylist but you're also the owner of the business. Like that's
Exactly.
even more responsibility
Hmm.
on you, and then so you really have to really have to take the time to like get back in line with your mental stability because
That's, yeah,
people feed off of energy, and you don't want your
that's right.
client to come in and you got a bad attitude, which most of the time when people have bad attitudes, it has nothing to do with you. I've
No.
learned that, and as I got older, like it really doesn't have anything to do with you. It's really them and their personal whatever they're going through.
With yeah,
But so like you don't want to pour that kind of energy into your clients because they will
that's
they will be able to see that, and
yeah,
that's not
that's
the
right.
environment you want, not
Yeah.
in your beautiful space, like absolutely not. So
Yeah. That's true.
tell me about your extensions, and then I also want you to talk about your book. So like what kind of extensions do you do, and tell me about your book.
Well, I do single weft microlinks, double weft, K tips, and I tips, and tape ins. So they're all like
Okay.
seamless extensions. I don't really prefer one method over the other. I do enjoy the microlinks, the single wefts, but everybody is different. Everybody's lifestyle is different. Everybody's maintenance time or schedule is different for maintenance. And so I just enjoy it to look super natural, meaning you can put up in ponytails, do side
Yes.
parts, all type of things. It's very versatile, but it adds that volume and length if that's what you're looking for. Or you could just add in a few rows to just give you a little bit more volume. You don't have to
Yeah.
do a whole head of
Do a whole
extensions.
head. Yeah.
Yeah, so extensions is like the plus for me,
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, so it's all like natural seamless extensions. I'll do
okay.
sewing too from like time to time, but the way I have like learned a technique from the salon that I was working at that I learned of making it more of a natural sew-in versus like bulky. It's still natural to where it looks like it's growing from your hair. You can't tell.
That's awesome. That's
Yes.
so dope. I love that. So do you
Yes.
do like a consultation before people come in to kind of see if they are a candidate for that type of service?
Yes. So I do. I do a consultation first and we'll go over, they may have one method in mind. We may have to shift gears and go to another method, but there will 9 times out of 10 be a method that is doable for them and their lifestyle.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I love it. And so with that service, like what prompted you to want to kind of, create your ebook?
As I'm realizing that a lot of stylists still have even the questions I get, like as far as like, oh, and then the question I get from other stylists in regards to how did I get the extensions to look so natural, or it
Yeah.
really appears to be that their hair is growing out, or even the fact of me having clients flying in, even though I enjoy my clients coming to me from all
Yes,
over,
of course.
is that they don't know stylists in their area that are doing these type of extensions where they blend in naturally with your hair, whether it's
Yeah.
texture that has more texture or less texture. So I had created a course like literally 2 years ago. I'm just so shy. So I never launched the course. But I did it's like a pre-recorded online course for microlink extensions, showing the
Yeah.
technique placement of that method. And I just never posted it. I mean, I never even took the next step to do it. I was just so nervous, like, oh my God. But we always get hit with all those thoughts, like, what ifs, what ifs. But I have been in
Yes.
this program and it's really just been shifting my mind. Like, girl, it's
Yeah.
not really about you, it's about helping the next person. So step out of
Yes. Yeah.
and go
And
to that work.
it doesn't have to be like perfect. Like
I
just put it
know.
out there.
Just put it out there. Yes. So off that course that I did, I created an ebook, which is like
Okay.
giving you general information on the microlinks to say, okay, I think I want to learn this. It's giving you
Yeah.
benefits, and it can also benefit a stylist, like increasing their income of offering these luxury extensions. Because a
Absolutely.
lot of stylists don't really do it. So I created the ebook, and I'm just now getting to the point of like pushing it out there,
Yeah.
launching it. Yes.
Yeah, because I was like I said, I was clicking around and I was like, oh, she got an ebook. Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And it's very detailed. Like it shows people exactly what they need to do.
Yeah.
Like, and then it leads to if they want more information about it, then they can click on this link or whatever. But that's amazing. That's a great
Yes.
accomplishment. Like, and the fact
Yeah.
that you're giving back, you're helping
Mhm.
others. Because just imagine when you were starting, if you had that book, like that would have really
Yeah.
helped you a lot in your
Mhm.
business, right? So like, yeah, absolutely. This kind of taking the nervousness out of it and just kind of
Yeah.
knowing your that what you're offering is of value to people. And I'm
Yeah.
talking to myself, okay?
Yeah.
Because I know you remember me from school, and I was kind of I could be a little shy,
Yeah.
I can be a little reserved and all of those things, but like I had to really step out of my comfort zone in doing this. Like
Yeah.
when the idea came to me, God was just like, you got to do this. And I'm just like, really? Me? God, like why? I don't
Are
even
you
like getting on
serious?
camera. I don't even like the sound of my own voice. Like, what are you talking about?
No, I'm the same way. Yeah.
And I was like, I had to really push myself and to get
Mhm.
out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
Because like what you said, it's really about kind of like paying it forward. Like, everything that I felt like I had a lot to share in my
Yeah.
experience as a business owner, as a stylist, and I just kind of saw a shift happening in the industry where it was just like client experiences and customer service was just like going downwards. And I'm
Right.
like, this is not how you build longevity. Like, and I know what has worked for me in building my clientele, so much so to the point that I had to turn business away, and
Yeah.
so
Mhm.
yeah, and I know you've experienced the same thing. And so it's
Mhm.
like sometimes it's bigger than us, right?
Yeah.
It's bigger than ourselves. Like God gave us the skill, and
Yes.
it comes natural, but it doesn't always come natural to everyone. And
That's
so I think it's just our duty to have to share
the
that,
share.
everything that we have learned. And you would have saved somebody like years of
Yeah.
having to go through the pitfalls and things that you had to go through. So
That's
girl,
yeah.
please
I know.
share. And I will also, when I release this, put like a link to your ebook. So I need you to
Oh,
send me
thank
that
you,
link.
Mel.
Oh, of course. Send me
Yes.
the link so I can put a link to your ebook so people can then, whoever's interested can click on it. I'm still building my
Yeah.
clientele. I mean, my audience, but
Yes.
I think it starts with consistency, and I've just been trying to be
Yes.
consistent. And for you, like, I think you should probably, and you'll probably learn this, or if not, you've already learned it in your marketing course, but schedule those posts, honey. Schedule those posts.
Yes.
That'll really eat, like that'll give you a lot more time
Yes.
and not having to do it on a day-to-day basis. So
Mhm.
I'm doing it all by myself in the beginning. Like right now, I'm kind of just getting this thing going, but eventually I want to be able to have to hire someone to do it. But in the meantime, scheduling it really helps me
Help you
to
out. Yeah,
not.
that's what I got to do, Mel. And I'm going to take some time today after we get off this call to do a little bit more. And I'm going to add that to it too, to schedule.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I want to talk about, I mean, outside of this interview, I want to ask you, because I am interested in creating a course to help people with the business side of the salon, like when you're getting
Yes.
started, what you have to do to make sure you're legitimate and your taxes are filed properly and all of those things. So I want to be able to create a
Health
course.
insurance.
Insurance, like we don't
You
even
know,
talk about that.
we don't,
Like
or
we
401k.
gotta insure these. We got
Yeah, or even like plans outside like 401ks. We don't know all that. I didn't know all that stuff, or like an extra savings. Like when I finish doing hair, I want to be able to just like live, so
hello.
that,
Yes. And you have so many stylists who, because they didn't set those things up in place, they have to work till they're 50, 60. Not you, but I don't want to
I don't
work.
know if I want to do it, Mel. I may take like 1 or 2 a week. If it, I don't know, but if I'm
Yeah.
still like, well, I want to play in hair, but I don't want to be obligated to say, oh, I have to do this.
Have to. Exactly. Absolutely. So
Yes.
that's kind of what I want to help bring awareness to and help people,
Yes.
so that way you can step aside, or you can, like like we talked about earlier, go into a different avenue and not have to.
Mhm.
If you don't want to, you don't have to be behind the chair all the time.
Exactly.
There
Yeah.
are different options and opportunities within the industry that you can pursue. So yeah,
Sir.
I thank you. I'm so happy that we got to chat.
Me
I'm
too,
going to be
Mel.
reaching out to you. I'm going to reach out to you about your book and your course, because I really am interested in doing that. And I just love your spirit. You've always been such a, just a sunshine. You really have been
Thank you,
really
Mel.
good. Like I can name probably a handful of people that from school that I still, keep I just kind of watch y'all from the. Sometimes I'm just like the stalker on Instagram.
Yeah,
Just kind
me
of
too.
watching
Like,
you,
what you doing?
but I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of your
I'm proud of
progress.
you too,
So
Mel.
thank you. I'm so happy for for the future. And I know you're going to be successful. When do you think you might be opening your new space?
Well, we have an application on it. So I am just praying, if it is God, if it is meant to be, if God said it is our time to move, then it will happen. So
Yeah.
I am hoping, I'm hoping like at least like a grand opening of January. That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
But
Well, I
again,
would love to come.
yeah,
So please
yes.
invite me.
Well, Mel, yes. And I thank you for having me. I told you I was so nervous. Like, I was like, what do I say? Should I do this? But I said, I have been like hearing, like, you got to step out. You got to step out. Like, I need you to, if it's not just about hair, you don't know how you're helping the next woman or hairstylist.
Yes.
It's a woman in general, like, take her next step, So it's like,
Yes.
okay, I'm doing baby steps and I'll get there. But this was a
Yeah.
really big thing for me because I was super nervous. I told you I was on here at 12.
I know. And I hope now that we've done it, like it's okay. It was okay, right?
Because you're just you're just being your authentic self.
You're being yourself.
Yeah.
And you're talking about what you know.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm talking to you, I'm talking to me. I ain't got it all figured out either. So
me too. That's why we're here. We will help each other.
Each other. Absolutely.
Yes.
I love
thank
that.
You so much, Mel.
Of course. Anytime. And please say hi to the family for me, and I will be in touch.
Okay. See you.
All right, Rashane. Bye.
Okay. And much success to you too.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Bye. Thank you for joining us on this episode of the Salon Social Podcast. I hope you enjoyed the conversation and that you can join us again next week as we continue to dig into the business of salon business. You can find these episodes and more streaming on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, as well as social media platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Follow us at Salon Experience Consultant and Salon Social Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe to stay in the know.